Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? We're back on the Rock Show. Yeah, Rhonda's out. Rhonda's out. I kicked her out. No, I didn't, because she would hit me and it would really hurt. She's a strong gal. But I have got a special guest in here right now. He's calling in. He is professional wrestler Fuego Del Sol. What is going on, buddy?
What's going on, Derek? It's good to talk to you today.
Hey, man, I want to thank you for taking your time for calling in, because I try to bring a little bit of everything to everybody, and as much as I love pro wrestling, I've never had a professional wrestler on the show. So seriously, first off, man, thank you for coming on in a big, big way. But tell us a little bit about yourself. I know some folks may know you from your work with IWR, well, now World Class Revolution Pro Wrestling, but just tell us about yourself.
Well, first of all, it's an honor to be the first wrestler on here, but for those that are unaware, my name is Fuego Del Sol. I'm an independent professional wrestler. I travel the United States over to everywhere and anywhere they would pay me to come, throw my body at the ground, and that's what I do. I go around with a mask, and I shake hips and do flips. And for people who are unaware, I mostly wrestle for my home company, World Class Revolution in Oklahoma, and we travel all around the state of Oklahoma putting on shows almost every other Saturday, if not every Saturday. And then we also throw in some Kansas and Texas dates as well.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Kansas coming up here in just a little bit, but you said mostly you work for World Class Revolution. I bring that up because recently, man, you debuted for Wrestle Circus. Dude, tell me about that. Yes,
Wrestle Circus is a very big, popular company down in Austin, Texas. They took a year hiatus, but now they're back. And some say they're the premier place to wrestle in Texas. And so, of course, as an independent wrestler, you want to wrestle for the best companies, and getting the chance to go there and work with former WWE talent and wrestle and showcase myself was a huge, huge accomplishment for me, and it already has opened doors for more things. And so that's the type of shows I want to be at. Those are the type of promotions I want to wrestle for and try to grow my name each and every day.
Now, I mentioned a lot on the show. Lots of people know I'm a big fan of professional wrestling. I broadcast for the Colgate Wildcats. I broadcast football like I would broadcast professional wrestling. Now, for me personally, when I'm growing up, I want to be Mike Tenay. I want to be Jim Ross. Those are the people I want to be. You had a different view. You wanted to be in the ring, and you made your dream become real, man. Tell me, how did you start in pro wrestling? And I mean, just kind of the whole thing of taking it from dreaming about it to doing it.
Well, man, it's a wild story, but I can start out by saying, I've always played sports growing up. I have been a lifelong professional wrestling fan, watching it as much as possible. And when I was about 14 years old, I started backyard wrestling and putting videos on YouTube. And at some point, we had managed to get enough views on YouTube to where a couple videos had blew up, and I started getting paid by YouTube for crazy backyard wrestling videos when I was around 17. And so then I started to realize, hey, man, if people will pay me to do this in my backyard at 17, maybe this is a possibility. Maybe I can really do this. And so I used that money that I started getting from YouTube to pay for professional wrestling training, and then eventually buy my own gear, and then started getting on shows all throughout Florida and Alabama before I eventually moved to Oklahoma because of a soccer scholarship. And then I've been pro wrestling ever since.
Right on, man. So very cool. Hey, two big loves right there. I mean, we kind of share two things, big soccer fan, big pro wrestling fan. Very cool, man. Very cool story getting in. But I got to say, I saw you first time. I don't know if it was in Durant or Colgate or maybe Broken Bow, but it was definitely with World Class Revolution. Well, they were IWR back then when I first saw you. And then, I don't know, maybe a week or so ago, I'm watching BTE, Being the Elite, for those of you who don't know, and all of a sudden there's Fuego. I'm like, whoa, I know that dude. That was cool, man. I mean, tell me about that.
So I'm very good friends with one of the AEW signees, Sammy Guevara.
Right.
He's helped my career tremendously. He helped me get that shot at Wrestle Circus. And so when I was down there, he helped me get that opportunity to be on BTE for a minute. They're the hottest thing in the wrestling world right now. For people that don't know, it's going to be the first major TV program to actually be able to compete with the WWE. And so to get that chance, that's what you want. You want to be in the mix and get the buzz to become a top star. And it's hard to do in this area But luckily, I've got to wrestle some of the top names in independent professional wrestling because of World Class and other promotions. And so getting that opportunity, it was a cool little cameo, but I want to be a part of the show every week. And
right,
so hopefully
exactly.
I can keep working to get to that.
Exactly. That's just what I was thinking. I was going to ask you, do you think this maybe opens some doors to where people who might not have seen you get a chance to see you?
Yes, but it's very hard. So I love Oklahoma. I love being here. I met my wife here. I love living here, but it's very hard to break out when you live in this area. So you almost have to travel, go up north, go try to find the biggest promotion in the world and make your name there. And it's a crazy way, just like any type of band or comedian has to work their way up the scene to become a big name, to get that deal that they're looking for. It's a lot the same way with professional wrestlers. And so slowly but surely, you grind, you make your name, you network, you make connections, and you put on the best show possible. So hopefully you can get that deal when it comes.
Right on, man. So I don't know. I kind of want to give you like a fantasy thing at least. You've already worked with some pretty big names. You mentioned Sammy. I mean, I've seen your match with Chavo. What's your Mount Rushmore of dream matches? Who are your like top 4 guys that you would love to work with?
Man, that is a crazy ask. But if I was choosing 4, one of the guys that I looked up to growing up and still think is one of the absolute best in the world is AJ Styles.
Yeah.
For a smaller guy, he's just a guy that had transcended his size to become a main event player.
Yeah.
And so to step in the ring with him would be incredible. And saying that, I would be remiss if I didn't put Rey Mysterio on that list as well.
Yeah, got to put Rey.
Going one-on-one with him because, of course, he's influenced my style, my career, everything growing up. A big independent name that has signed with AEW recently is Rey Fenix.
Ooh.
I absolutely think we would destroy it if I got to step in the ring with him one-on-one. And for a 4th one, I would have to say, if we're going by people that are still wrestling constantly right now, I would be remiss if I didn't say someone like Will Ospreay in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Ooh.
I love that high-flying style. And I feel like we could absolutely tear it up.
I was gonna say, I think you two would mesh really well together. That'd be something to see right there, man. But getting off of fantasy, we got reality coming up. You guys are gonna be Wichita, Kansas, June 15th, I think.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
You guys are gonna be in Wichita for World Class. What is that? June 15th.
June 15th, I'll be in Wichita, Kansas for World Class. A big show coming up. There's a couple big names on that show as well, and so I'm excited. I always get to put on great matches in Wichita, and so it's about every 3 months we get to go back, and so I've been itching to get back up to Wichita and put on an amazing show. WorldClassRevolution.com if anybody wants to check it out or check out their Facebook page. Like I said, we host events all around Oklahoma, Texas, Texoma area. Definitely, if they get a chance, check that out.
Yeah, man. I don't know when you're going to be back here in the Texoma area next. I mean, do you have any plans on coming back?
Yes, we will have a show in Colgate coming up very soon.
Oh, really?
Yes, and so I cannot wait. There'll be more announcements on that very soon. But it's sometime before or around August, I believe we'll be coming back to Colgate. So I'm very excited about that.
Well, right on, man. When you come back to Colgate, hey, call me up. I'll be your Ricardo Rodriguez. I will come out. I will do your ring announcing. You'll have a personal ring announcer.
I'm going to hold you to that.
There you go, man. Hey, guys, we're talking with Fuego Del Sol right here on The Rock Show.